Hello everyone, I'm Skratch. Welcome to the channel. This is another Raid Shadow Legends video. Today, we're gonna have a look at my Platinum Arena reset from last week. We're a bit late with it, so that means that this week, you're gonna get two Platinum Arena resets videos. Of course, the one from today, which will drop in the next few days, so keep an eye on it if you are interested in high-end arena content, Platinum Arena resets, and all sort of crazy things. Definitely stay tuned for it. And if you are interested in seeing leaderboards, if you're interested in learning more things about the game, strategies, etc., head over to the link in the description down below or in the pinned comment and join my Discord, guys. We have tons of awesome people just helping around, and Platinum doesn't give us an official leaderboard, so we're kind of like making our own in here. You can post your best ranking as well, flex it. Tons of other things happening in there. Just remember, you gotta react to the rules. I've used one offense team and is absolutely unstoppable. I gotta say it again, because I know I've mentioned it before, but I never really thought that this champion will be at the top of the food chain when we are talking about Platinum Arena. So this was my defense that I had. Is a very, very common defense nowadays for a Platinum Arena. At least it was for the last couple of resets. Today it kind of changed a little bit, but not by a lot, honestly. So let's jump into it and see what exactly happened during this reset. Of course, we made a couple of mistakes. We lost the fight as well, but I'm gonna walk you through all that while we are kind of like going through the fight. So how I mentioned, a very, very common defense. That was actually with Sifi, Marichka, Taras, and UDK. Is not necessarily the biggest problem, honestly. Like, yeah, you might encounter some difficulties with them. They were very common in today's reset, so keep an eye for that as well, guys. You're gonna get to see it in the next video. But Sifi, she is very, very nasty, especially for live arena. Probably you guys see how powerful she can be, constantly CCing your champions and just everything that she can do. And she is very powerful for a classic arena and not in speed gear, man. Like, I've been using mine in stone skin for a few weeks now, and seems like a lot of people started putting her on a 2-turn stone skin, and that was for today's reset. So probably we're gonna see even more for the next reset, just because they had such a high win rate. Like, a lot of people were very successful today, but last week it wasn't as common. So right here we have a Nakret, we have Warlord, we have my Lydia, and of course the MVP, which is Turvold. This team is unstoppable, guys. You can make mistakes, you can have some bad RNG and lose, but honestly, this team is very, very powerful, and the farming time now is definitely not under 1 minute. So you gotta get extremely lucky to find teams that you can farm under 1 minute. So I feel like the average time right now is at around 90 seconds. 60 to 90 seconds, maybe 120 seconds for some teams. That's where you are with the teams that you are farming at the moment. At least for the very high-end Platinum Arena. Again, we are going in with the same team. Now, if Lydia gets shipped, she's zero. Her passive disappears, so we want to avoid that as much as possible. She is on a bolster set. Nakret is on a bolster set. My Warlord is on immunity. And, of course, I do have a Turvold bringing in the damage, which is on Savage. I'm always targeting that Sifi first, because if she gets to rotate enough and bring back the revive skill, it can definitely be very, very annoying, and we want to avoid that, right? Like, once we kill Sifi, we know that the main issue that could recover the team is gone. Now, if my Lydia doesn't get shipped, if she was gonna get shipped, it's gonna be a different story. They're gonna get back to life, and I'm gonna have to basically do the same thing again. UDK can slow you down in these fights. The good thing about it is that Turvold has multi-hits, Nakret has ally attacks. Not many people use lockout champions in their defense anymore. So that's actually a great thing for us, because even if we are not killing the target from the very first hit, the second hit will just do the job. Like you've seen right here, we went in with the Juggernaut. First hit, that's some serious damage on UDK. The second hit obliterated that Marichka like she was just butter. 1 minute and 30 seconds. So I feel like that's where the average is at the moment. You've seen we got hit a couple of times in the defense there. We managed to get in one victory. And I'm constantly trying to look for this sort of teams because they are 100% win most of the times. Like, they're definitely a very high win rate. I feel like 100% is a bit too optimistic for me to say it, so let me just take that back. Is a very high win rate. Taras got shipped, so right now if I would lock with Warlord, his skills are not gonna be put on cooldown, which is very, very annoying, right? Like, either you're gonna have to wait it out, either you're gonna get lucky like we just did in this case, and we're gonna go and kill him, you know, like we're gonna go and take him down just to make sure he's not gonna do anything crazy to any of our champions, you know. Very important to keep that in mind. So if Taras gets shipped and you lock out, his skills are not locked when he comes back, you know, and sometimes it feels like you need 100 turns to come back, but then other times it's just instant coming back from the polymorph, you know. So very important to keep that in mind. Turvold is actually so freaking powerful that he breaks through stone skin sometimes, man. Like, a few hits and he just obliterates the stone skin set too. Like, I'm always scared with Lydia's skills. You see, I'm not using the A2. I'm not doing the mistake to try and polymorph anyone because that can be very, very nasty. Again, I'm trying to kill that Marichka just to make sure she's not gonna get her A2 to heal back, because that's just gonna keep me longer in the fight. The longer I'm in the fight, the more turns for Lydia, the higher the chance to debuff with the A1, the higher the chance to polymorph, you know. So very, very important to try to avoid all that, because she can be very, very annoying. If she gets polymorphed, she becomes useless, you know. Luckily, I'm keeping a very low resistance on her, and not everybody has a very high level of polymorph. Like, this guy had 2 5-stars, you know, if I'm not mistaken, or 2 4-stars, 1 5-star. So that's a lot of polymorph actually in there if he has the right mastery too. But again, we're gonna look for another team like that. It's not a very fast farm, but how I mentioned, is a very stable team. We have a pretty decent win rate on it. This time around, seems like all 3 of them are in stone skin. He has no bolster, so this will be a bit slower than the other ones. We might actually lose this fight if I'm not mistaken. I know we lost one, but I really can't remember which one. And of course, the 3% chance still exists. It can drop in every now and then, and it's definitely not a good thing, you know. When that happens, for example, if you don't lock the skill on a Taras and he's gonna A2 your Turvold, it's game over. You have no safety in bringing your champions back to life. You have no revivers in here, so that's another thing to keep in mind, you know. If you don't have block debuffs on Taras, you can always use the A2 from Lydia, the A3, sorry, and you're gonna lock the skills and he won't be able to counter attack whenever you hit Marichka. That's another thing to keep in mind if you weren't aware of that. And right here, we're kind of like, okay, what are we doing, you know? I really wish I was actually going for the Marichka there, because he was gonna hit my my Nacrit, and probably he wasn't gonna kill my Nacrit, you know. And yeah, that was a bit unfortunate that I've done the wrong decision here. So I think this is the fight that we're losing, and we're already 1 minute in, and I'm kind of like hoping that we are gonna get it done. Nacrit protecting Taras there. He went for the HP champion. He didn't went for the lead, so that's another thing to keep in mind in there. And yeah, this is actually the fight that we're losing. This is the only loss that we got, but was painful because we wasted a lot of time in the fight. We could have gone in and do a different fight while we wasted all this time here. And I kind of like had a hope that, okay, maybe we're gonna get lucky and kill that Taras in time, and then we're just gonna take longer in the fight, but we're gonna manage to clean it up. And that's it. Game over. Wasted 2 minutes. Big mistake. Then, of course, we're checking the defense a bit. We have around 7 minutes left, and we're trying to see some different teams. And here I'm actually gonna attack a different opponent. We're actually gonna go for the very bottom one. We have a Scorpion right there. He gives the best juicy points. So we're gonna try to go with this team in here. I'm calling them the Swingers, guys, but we're actually gonna modify it a bit. So instead of keeping Rotos in there, I'm bringing UDK. 4 years in the game, and we still don't have a search option for champions. Like, I probably wasted 25 minutes just looking for my ultimate Death Knight. There we go. I finally got him. We can go into the fight right now. Well, if we bring UDK, we kind of like annihilated his entire team. Yes, he does have a Yumeko in there, which is absolutely amazing, but I really don't find her as powerful anymore if you have a lot of speed on your champions, because you're gonna recover so fast that she's just not gonna be able to keep your team locked. Don't get me wrong, she's still my #1 most wanted champion in the entire game, but when I'm attacking, even in live arena, like, I'm not bothered by Yumekos. You know, like, if you bring a Yumeko, I'm gonna leave it there. Like, keep your Yumeko, because you know what, I'm gonna recover and smack your team after. I'll rather drop somebody else, you know, and when I'm seeing a Yumeko here, it's fine. Warlord is more annoying. Yes, you don't have the immunity, you don't have the passive, you don't have the hacks and everything else that Yumeko does, but locking the skills to maximum, dropping Thermitter, the heal is just so freaking annoying, you know. Truly, you can't really build him with so much accuracy. You don't have the accuracy aura from Yumeko, and Taras is always putting the fear on, so it's a massive, massive gamble. Here I decided to go with the AoE because I knew that she was gonna lock me again, and I just wanted to start dropping in some damage on the entire team. I knew that probably I won't kill anyone, but at least I managed to do a serious amount of damage, and right now we're just quickly cleaning up the team. Rotos is always a massive problem, especially with Marichka and Taras. Being able to stack the turns is actually annoying. In my opinion, is a broken thing, but then there's so many different broken things in the game. When Rotos hits Marichka, Taras hits him back, extra turn, he starts stacking the extra turns, and then you're gonna see him taking like two different turns, extra turn out of nowhere, and you're gonna be like, what the heck just happened? Well, he's stacking the turns, and it's pretty annoying. I don't find it as difficult for Classic Arena, but when you are in Live Arena, it can be really annoying. So I think we're gonna look again for him. Seems like he is dropping. Quite a few people are actually hitting him at the moment. He just dropped from the bottom of the list. He dropped a few positions on there. So again, that Yumeko is gonna lock me. That's absolutely fine. We're gonna sleep that Nacred. We're gonna bring him back because it's not like we can do a lot. I was able to go in and just hit that Duchess, but it was pretty pointless. I can sleep him again before anything happens, before he's gonna take his turn. So right here again, we're gonna try to clean the team as fast as possible. If I'm not mistaken, I think that this run took us a little bit longer than the first one, and of course that can all be because of RNG. I already have my skills back on Marichka. It's great. I should be able to get the skills back on the rest of the champions. Just having that Sifi on, getting the Thermitter from Taras as well, the increased speed, makes such a big difference because, how I mentioned, you get to recover pretty fast. And even though we have that stone skin, we have the reaction, and the slow meta was in for such a long time, I feel like it's finally fading. It's finally fading, and people started to build their champions a bit faster. And I feel like the main reason for it is 100% the addition of Live Arena, because before everybody was going super slow, but because of Live Arena, but it feels like you definitely need to have your champions faster because it just doesn't work as great having them slow. It makes a massive difference now. So what happened right here is that Duchess actually got to revive, so that's why we are kept in the fight for longer. So it seems like we're at 1 minute and 40 seconds, but we are left with Nacred and Rotos, so slowly we're gonna clean them up as well. I don't have a lockout on my team, so that again is gonna keep you in the fight a bit longer. Probably that's why most of the fights are taking a bit longer. But if you're bringing in a lockout, it's so hard to actually get a win, man. Like, it's extremely hard. You see, Rotos won't be able to do nothing like this. We have that UDK in there, just taking care of him. Whenever you see a defense with Rotos, like, yeah, UDK needs to be in there. It's kind of like for your own protection, basically, to ensure that you're gonna be able to carry the win home. So we are checking the defense. We got a couple of hits. They're both victories, which is great. We haven't really got hit a lot. Of course, that changed this reset, but you're gonna get to see that in the next video. We have 1 minute and 20 seconds left, and I'm quickly looking to throw in another fight. I feel like I wasted quite a bit of time in between refreshes, picking opponents, and stuff like this. If I was a bit more agile on that, I was gonna get this fight in and get the points for it. But unfortunately, we were like 10-15 seconds short on it, and we didn't got the points in time to actually make it count, you know. Lots of stone skin. You know how it goes. It's pretty annoying when you have a high resistance Duchess. That's the thing with Warlord. Like, if I'm going with a Warlord that doesn't have immunity, it's a 50-50 chance Taras is gonna lock me and I'm gonna get smacked. If I'm going with a Warlord on immunity, even though my immunity gear is pretty damn crazy, it's still not crazy enough to make a massive difference. So I'm still kind of like locked on the accuracy. I cannot run 900 accuracy to lock every single Duchess that's in the game, you know. So it's a bit unfortunate. It might cost you every now and then, but that's all gonna change when I'm gonna pull my Umeko. Hopefully it's gonna happen at some point. We're 1 minute in the fight, 3 revivers, so we're kind of like deciding, okay, who are we going for? I said, you know what, I'm gonna go for that Duchess. She has resistance. I'm not gonna lock her again, maybe, so I'll prefer to keep that Siphi alive, lock her with Warlord, clean her up after, and then take care of the couple. We're taking Taras down, then we have Marichka, and it's pretty spot on from here. Again, scared, don't get polymorphed. Don't get polymorphed because that is so annoying. So 1 minute and 33 seconds, and we were literally like 10 seconds away from getting it in, man. Very annoying, you know, like, there we go. Checking the defense. So we got hit 3 times in the last 17 minutes. All 3 of them were victories. Definitely a good thing to see. Sometimes it's unfortunate when you don't get attacked, because if you're not getting wins in, it's pretty hard to place high. And the problem that I have with the current system, I know it's kind of like got a thing to stop the boosters, is when somebody attacks you, loses the first fight, you're getting the points. Then he attacks you 2-3 more times, all losses, and you're getting 0 points, man. And then he just hits you the 5th time and gets like 100 points from you. Okay, he's not getting 100, but he's getting like a big chunk of points, like 13 or stuff like that. And it's so annoying because you cannot do nothing about it. I know that they need to stop the boosting like this, so it's like, damn it. Why don't we have a better system in place? You lost, you're not able to attack me again. You know, like, just stop them from attacking me again till I can win points again from them. Like, put a 5 minutes cooldown, and then it's good because everybody's forced to move over to different opponents. I feel like that would be a much better system, actually. You know, like, I don't know why I never thought about it before, but let's see the attack logging here. My offense was not extremely fast, but it did an amazing job. Like, we smacked a lot of good teams in here. We managed to cash in on some juicy points. We lost 1 fight, unfortunate, but here we are. We managed to bring in quite a few victories home, and yeah, it's full of Marichka Taras pretty much everywhere, guys. And we still managed to do a decent job, I think. Like, I had a break of a few weeks because of my baby being born and stuff, which is absolutely amazing. So 0 regrets. But coming back, getting number 16, I'm pretty happy with that 100%. The main thing is I got my Void Shard, and I know that my Umeko is in there. Now let me quickly show you the stats on some of the champions that we used in offense, because that is very important. Of course, the superstar of the show, the unstoppable, the one and only Turvold. Lethal and crit damage set. So at the moment, he does have slightly different stats than last time. He is at 8.2k attack almost, 176 speed, 95 crit rate, 341 crit damage. Now remember, he buffs the crit rate. I do want to get him a bit faster, just to match my offense snack rate. I think I'm gonna do it for next reset. Honestly, I do want to get him a bit faster. It does help with some of the champions that are rotating very fast, so I feel like it's definitely going to be a bit better to have him faster at the moment. But these are the stats, these are the masteries on the champion. Of course, Helm Smasher as tier 6, very important. Neck rate, he is on a bolster set. These are kind of like the stats on him. This is my offense snack rate, 126k HP, 219 speed, 4.2k defense. I could get him faster, but I feel like it's unnecessary. You know, like too fast is bad as well. Like you don't wanna go too crazy with the speed on your champions. These are the masteries, and what else we actually used in there. This is my Rotos, Savage, crit damage. He's only a +1. I don't have him at plus at a 4-star awakened either, unfortunately. But these are his stats: 51k HP, 6.4k attack, 240 speed, 3k defense, 101 crit rate, 274 crit damage. So I'm actually looking forward to get the 4-star blessing on him, just to get the extra crit damage. That would actually be nice, 100%. And this is my Taras, Savage, and crit damage. Total stats: 112k HP, 3.5k defense, 216 speed, full crit rate, 318 crit damage. Masteries: we have offense and defense 3. Helm Smasher as tier 6, you know. So one thing that you want to get on your Taras is Resurgent. That stun can be annoying, and this has a 50% chance to remove it every now and then when you are going against other Taras in live arena. So learned something new today from the video, guys. But that was all for today's video. Let me know in the comments down below, how was your Platinum Arena reset? You managed to place in Platinum. I know it's pretty hard for a lot of people out there, especially if you're not a Marichka Taras abuser, and there's so many nowadays. As usual, guys, appreciate all of you watching. Much love. If you enjoyed the content, don't forget to smash that like, subscribe, click on that bell to turn on all notifications to make sure you won't be missing any of the future videos. I'll catch you all soon in the next one. Peace.